Welcome to The Gorgeous Effect, the podcast that's about to rock your marketing world. I'm Julie Chanel, and with my co-founder, Cathy Olson, we're the masterminds behind Funnel Gorgeous and FG Funnels. We're about to drop some serious tea on how to create funnels that not only look amazing, but actually convert into customers. We'll chat mouth-watering offers, copy, design, and give you an inside look of some of our best and worst funnels. No smoke and mirrors, just real strategies that work from two ladies who have been around the funnel block. So grab your coffee or something stronger, we won't judge, and get ready to unleash the gorgeous effect on your business. It's time to show the world what you've got. Let's do this. Hey everyone, this is Julie and Cathy. Welcome back to another episode of The Gorgeous Effect. Today we're tackling a rumor that we are hearing in the online space, which is middle pricing ranges of like courses and masterminds are collapsing. They're dead. You know, we hear these rumors all the time. Webinars are dead. Websites are dead. Now we're hearing middle pricing is dead. And the only thing that's going to survive in the future are either super low ticket or high ticket. And so we're going to tackle that rumor today, think about it strategically, and also based on our experience and what we're seeing in the marketplace. What do you think, Kath?
Yeah, you actually reminded me that people are saying that the middle class is going to be dead also. So like, I wonder
That's true.
So I wonder if this has like some kind of correlation.
Well, I do think that everything in our world right now is there's like momentum to the extreme, right? So like the algorithm loves the extreme of everything, and naturally what happens is then it eviscerates the middle, and we see that politically, we see that with, you know, issues, social justice issues. We see that financially in the economy where the rich get richer and you know, so it's not like a completely unfounded rumor, although I think I'm going to push back on it, but you're right. You know, we are seeing it in other arenas.
Yeah, because I guess if you're saying like it does seem like it seems like either you're doing like business is hurting really badly, or some people are crushing it, like way better, like ridiculously crushing it, having their best year ever, which is totally happening. You just mentioned to a bunch of the digital insiders that there's some people who had their best month last month and stuff, and then there, of course, there's other people who are having their worst month. And so it's probably frustrating for the people who are like just want to be in the middle. Like, hey, I'll just take like a really boring month, you know?
Yeah,
that would be fine.
I think one of the problems I have with the discussion around prices and certain price points like going away is that it's all relative. Yeah, I feel like you know, if you say, oh, the $497 course is dead. No, it's not. I can think of two people right now who are absolutely crushing it with a $497 product. I can think of someone who is selling a $797 product. I can think of someone who's selling a $347 product. I think what's happening is the market is not putting up with anything that isn't transformational. And so when we think about high ticket, we think about true transformation, right? You're paying top dollar for a premium product that is going to get you that transformation. When we think about low ticket, people don't necessarily expect transformation. So what can happen is in the middle, people don't believe that transformation is really possible there anymore, or the offer isn't, you know, positioned right. And so people walk away. I don't know that has anything to do with the price though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does a little bit in that, like, it's an easier yes for a low ticket, and it's almost an easier yes for a high ticket because you know you're going to have that support. Whereas I feel like the middle ground is a harder, like, it's hard, it might be harder to convert if you don't have the trust on either side. Either like, hey, I'll buy this, you know, $97 thing, and if it sucks, I'm only out $97,
I'm only out $97. Yeah, exactly.
Or like, okay, I'll buy this $9,000 thing, and I know if I put $9,000, I'm going to get a result whether I like it or not because they're going to make me do it, you know, or whatever, right? Like, so there's almost a guarantee on either side, either not to waste money or to get the thing done. Whereas that middle ground is like almost the most risky, because you're putting a significant amount of money. I mean, you know, $500 is still a significant amount of money, right? It's not like nothing. But then you don't really have a guarantee on the transformation, like you just said. So like that's where you have to be a really good marketer,
You have to
or
be a good
or
marketer.
showing.
You have to be able to provide a good transformation. I also think again, it has to do with the customer as well. So if you think about a customer who is, on their last rope and they're broke and they're not sure and they're trying to decide if they want to buy a $500 course, is it really going to help? And they have all this past junk in their head that they didn't follow through. That $500 is going to feel way more expensive than someone who is not cash strapped and is happy
Yeah.
to drop 500 to try something.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that because it's shifting the blame off of the creator of the course because it's often not the problem of the creator of the course. Like that's the thing. It's like well, it could be either. You could either have a great success with a $500 course or you could have a great failure and it's the same freaking course. It's just you. Like it's so I love that you like reframed us here of like this is the same course. Some people are having good success, some people are not. It's if all things are being equal, it's not the course's fault, right? Because it's
Right.
literally like hasn't changed. It's just the person taking it and like either they're giving up too soon or they're getting confused or they're not whatever, like, who knows. Or like you
Whatever
said,
the issue
they've
is.
told themselves a story that because I spent $500 on it, it's not going to work. And then they're going to like self-fulfill that prophecy, right? It's
I
super
think
interesting.
I think there is an interesting dynamic that happens when people are running ads because it's not only what the market will bear, it's what the ads will cost. For example, a $497 course on a live webinar, you have to convert very, very well. You have to be a good salesperson. You have to have great KPIs to make profit on a $497 course. And a lot of people don't know how to sell well. They can't make it profitable at 497, so they then determine, okay, that price point is dead. A second problem I see is that people who are selling high ticket services, coaching, done for you, and they want scalable income, they wrongly assume that selling a $4,000 coaching package is harder than selling a $500 course. And they couldn't be more wrong because selling a $500 course passively is harder than selling a $4,000 coaching package.
Yeah.
And then people get disillusioned. And honestly, any course that's over $1,000 really has to have a solid reputation and a lot of transformation baked into it. I would say the courses that are most at risk, if we're talking courses, are the courses between 1,000 and 3,000, unless you have a great reputation of getting a transformation and getting people to take action. They're just hard. They're a hard sell.
100%. And we have a course that's $3,000 and it's FG Society and we were supposed to relaunch it in January.
It's 5,000 though now, but
Oh,
back in the
right,
day
right,
it was,
right, right.
yeah.
It's 5,000. Well, last time we launched it, it was 3,000. That's why I'm thinking that. But like but we haven't relaunched it and I'm like wondering if it's because we have no because you guys we were like 80% done, 85% done with the funnel and like life got in the way and whatever and like I think when we do we have to it's the most amazing thing we've ever created, so like we have to, and you can still buy it, and actually you can buy it right now for 5,000. But we have like this whole plan to relaunch it. We had a whole funnel and I was like laughing about it because someone was mentioning it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever happened to that? We were actually going to rebuild
We
that.
were actually, I'm just now realizing that. Holy cow. We
It
totally
was
dropped the
almost
ball on
done.
that.
It was totally almost done." But I'm wondering if like there was like something got in the way of like us relaunching it, and so I wonder what it looks like. What do these new like I don't know high ticket courses look like in the future? If this is the problem, like, and maybe like I think everything happens for a reason. The fact that we didn't launch it and it was almost done and I don't know why we didn't makes me think that like kind of fate stepped in for some reason or whatever. And when we do relaunch it, it's going to be awesome. But like,
Well,
yeah,
let's be fair. I think calling FG Society a course is a misnomer
sure.
because FG Society is the only program that we regularly hot seat
Right.
people,
So
right?
maybe
So
this is the
every
answer.
week,
Maybe this is the answer to what like okay, so things that are in the 1,000 to let's say even $5,000 price range. What does that look like now? Maybe it's what you're saying. It has to be experiential. It
it's
has,
yeah, it's
right?
more coaching. It's more coaching.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. People come on those hot seats and they're like, I can't believe I get like an audit from you without having to pay 25 grand. We do a terrible job of marketing how much we provide in FG society and the value of it. But in terms of this conversation, I would say that we definitely have to position courses that are in that $1,000 to $3,000 range more as coaching programs than courses because information is really not as valuable as it once was. And I think that when I think about we're going to be launching a course that's somewhere in the, $500 to $700 price range. We still are building it to get a dramatic transformation. I think about Proposal Secrets and how much that transformed service providers. Those are the kind of products you got to build, and you can sell it at any price point. No price point is dead. I think the rumor is a rumor, but I think what is maybe under that rumor is the days of just selling, I love it. I love it when I see the ads for like whip up a course in 5 minutes with AI. I'm like, you think that course is going to sell well if you whipped it up in 5 minutes with AI? It's not. Because people want transformation and they don't want information. I feel like a broken record, but that's the difference.
Yeah, so what you're saying is it is dead if you were creating meh courses at that price point.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
Okay.
yes, so it has
Absolutely.
a little bit of
Yes.
truth to it that it's not going to sell like it used to because there's a higher expectation and because like you said information is like so much more accessible than it was before. So now we have to up our game. We have to make it more transformational and kind of in conclusion, I feel like what you're saying is to make it transformation either if it's DIY, it's DIY and it's low ticket, right? And it's cool. It's your curated version of it, right? It's not all the information you ever needed because you can get that from, AI now. This is a curated like shortcut version, getting it done, not having to sift through even what AI would give you, right? Cause and we could talk about that on a whole other podcast episode about
Yeah.
like how what that looks like now. And then you're saying then there's the high ticket, which is like really done for you, done with you,
I
kind of that
think
stuff.
I think people have gotten used to, and when I say people, I mean creators have gotten used to I can sell a $500 course or a $900 course and I don't really have to provide any support with it.
Mm,
And I
no,
think
no
that
longer.
that is gone. And people, I was actually working on a presentation for the mastermind. We have this sort of status obstacle in our way when I say, well, you have to provide more for that price. But the status in them is like, well, no, I'm already beyond that. I've outgrown that, right? Like
Oh,
I'm trying
yeah.
to get that like passive income. Okay, then go start an e-commerce business because in the information economy, which is now, not it is now dead. Thank you, AI. That's what you've got, And I was talking to someone yesterday and I said, listen, you have this process that you work through and it's based on a book that you didn't even write. Okay. Let's say you're going to create a coaching program. And he was like, well, why? Why would anybody pay for that? Because they can just get the book and do the questions themselves. And I said, well, what is the difference between someone who gets a book, answers the questions, and actually changes their life versus someone who just reads a book and then sticks it on the shelf? I said, that gap right there is what you have to identify because if you can close that gap for people, that's what they're going to pay for. It's the same reason why everybody knows how to lose 20 pounds and who actually does it, right? That's a,
Yeah.
that's a very different, that's a very different conversation. But when I say that, they're like, well, that's not scalable. And I'm like, no, it's not. If you want a scalable business, I think scalable business in low ticket, but scalable business in high ticket. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm more in front of my customers than ever before. I don't see that stopping. I think that that's the
Yeah.
only thing that I can provide that AI can't replicate. I mean,
Yes.
that's how I feel about it anyway.
Okay, so that middle ground of not supporting being that price point and that's not sustainable. I mean, that's not scalable.
I think a lot of people have tried and they are no longer able to sell those courses. And so they have concluded that the middle price point is dead.
Sure.
But I don't think that they've
So it's not the
necessarily,
price point. Yeah,
I don't,
I'm
yeah,
like in conclusion, it's not the actual price that's dead. It's the container in which it
it's what
wasn't
you've attached
supported.
to the price that's dead.
Right. Well, that's good news.
Yeah. I mean, it means there's opportunity,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I guess it's not good news if you want to just go off in the sunset and be on a beach and not working, but it is good news. It still is good news though. I think even for those people, because with AI now, I don't feel like even supporting is as hard as you think that it is, right?
no,
Like
it's not. Yeah, I
that's
mean,
the
that's
thing.
the
It's
thing.
like we think that we're gonna have to be chained to our desk, but like with AI now, like we are still able to support and in a deeper way and not have to use our brains all the time and being like, wait, what was going on with this person and
Right.
that? Like, like you have a lot of shortcuts. We could totally talk about that in another episode too, of all the shortcuts you have of keeping
Hmm.
people's like how to support people on a high level using AI.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's good to like talk it out and kind of think about that too because I haven't heard anyone really talk. I just no, it's dead, forget it. And then it's like, but is it? Because you don't
I
want
mean,
to like
yeah, go tell that to a bunch of my clients who are like, I just had a $50,000 month and she's selling one product at $500.
Well, there you go.
So,
There you go.
all right. Well, rumor smushed or validated, depending on how you look at it. Thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We're just getting started with this podcast, and we're so excited to have you on this journey with us. If you found value in today's episode, we'd be over the moon if you'd consider subscribing. It's like a virtual high five that keeps us going. And hey, if you're feeling extra gorgeous, leaving a review would mean the world to us. Your words not only make our day, but it also helps other amazing folks just like you find our show through your review. Lastly, if you know someone who could use a little sales pep talk, why not spread the love? Share this episode and let's grow this gorgeous community together.